We welcome you to another episode of Instigator Mick. First time in prime time tonight. It is my first call-in show as well. Oh man, it's gonna be a good one tonight. Obviously, you can tell. Got my Buffalo Bills shirt. We got the W Sunday, and our boy Josh Allen, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He had a hell of a game. No turnovers. We looked good against the Raiders. But the only bad part about my weekend was my damn Hokies lost when I was at the stadium. My God, it looks like terrible against Rutgers. That's the only part. But most of the time I had a good time at the stadium, though. Like, had a couple brewskis and all there, But still, damn Hokies lost to Rutgers. Ugh. But on the bright side, I had a great week in Uncle Mike's pool. I finished +9, including winning my pick of the week. The Saints, thank God, covered the 2.5-point spread. I did solid in that. And I also finished 9-3 against college football predictions against Max. I beat him for the third straight week. So I'm hoping to get some calls here in the next few minutes or so. But yeah, I did good this week in those picks. I can't believe it still. +9, finishing second place in MSP. But all right, let's get into week 3 of the NFL now. Starting off, your dog Uncle Mike just joined the chat there. I see him. He is also the commissioner of his football pool there, MSP. It is a fun pool to get into. It really is. That is true. But yeah, I'm gonna preview like this week edition of the NFL. Week 3 starts tomorrow night, less than 24 hours from the Thursday night game. It is the New York Giants at the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are favored by 9.5 points right now. Why is the spread so big? Even though it's in San Fran, I get that. But now it's because Saquon Barkley is ruled out with an injury because short week to prepare. He gets injured in the Cardinals game Sunday, and now he's officially been ruled out because of short week to prepare. So he's been ruled out. Who am I going to take in this first pick? I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take the spread. I think the Niners cover 9.5. They'll win by 10. Giants, they kind of look terrible. They kind of got lucky against the Cardinals. They're good, don't get me wrong, but just, I don't know. The Niners defense is too much. Niners offense, that team is just too complete. Niners by 10. They'll cover the 9.5-point spread. That's why I've taken that one. Next up, we got now the Sunday games. Starting with the LA Chargers at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 1.5. It's kind of like a pick 'em kind of. Who am I going to take in this one? Who's going to get their first win? Both teams are winless right now. Who's going to get their first win? I think it's going to be the Chargers. Vikings, they got lucky last year for some reason. But then again, they did just get a big trade in it. They did get Cam Akers. That's so cute. I see you join now. Of course, it's a big move by the Vikings. They got Cam Akers today from the Rams. So that ups the boost in their running back position because now they got Dalvin Cook on the Jets. So that's big for the Vikings. But I still think the Chargers are too much talented. They can't go 0-3 with under Justin Herbert in that offense. Come on, the Chargers can't lose 3 in a row. I got the Chargers win this one. I'll take the points. Vikings will not cover. Chargers are going to win this one. And Vikings are going to go to 0-3. All right. Next, you got the Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. The Browns now without Nick Chubb. That's right. He's out for the season after we saw a couple nights ago in the Monday night game against the Steelers. Season-ending injury there. The Tennessee Titans are struggling this year. But they did get a big win out of it, though. They did beat the Chargers in overtime. This one's in Cleveland. I think the Cleveland Browns still win. They almost beat the Steelers. I got the Browns in this one. They've proved me wrong so far. This is a team not to sleep on. The Cleveland Browns are good, so I'll take them. Of course, the spread is 2.5, favored by the Browns, but I'll take the points. They'll cover. They'll win by a field goal or more. This Cleveland team is still too much, even without Chubb. They got Deshaun Watson. They got Amari Cooper. They got some good weapons. All right, on to the next one. Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The spread is 9.5, favored by the Jaguars. It's a division rivalry matchup, but Texans are 0-2 this year. They lost to the Ravens and they lost to the Colts last week. CJ Stroud, it's tough to get used to, a young quarterback you have. Of course, Jaguars look great. Last week, they looked sloppy, though, against the Kansas City Chiefs. Both teams look sloppy in that one, to be honest. That was an ugly game between those two. Who do I take? The spread's 9.5. I think the Jaguars win, but they don't cover. I'm taking the Texans in that one. That spread. That's what I'd take. I'd take Houston. I'll take the points in that one. They'll keep it close. It's a division game. I don't know why. It's kind of ballsy picking Houston, but I think it's the right thing to do. On another division game, this is an AFC East matchup here. The New England Patriots at the New York Jets. The spread is 2.5, favored by the New England Patriots on the road. Obviously, we know why. Rodgers out for the year, torn Achilles and all. And the Jets, obviously, they ran into a buzzsaw on the Dallas Cowboys last week. Wilson looked decent in the first half a little bit, but not really. It's just the Jets, they're going to have to really rely on their defense, kind of. Not yet there, Nick. Not yet. Hoping to get one, though. But I think, who am I taking this one? I'm going to take the Patriots. I'm going to take the New England Patriots. They'll cover. Patriots almost beat the Dolphins last week on Sunday Football. The week before that, they almost beat the Eagles. They almost came all the way back despite the turnovers. They almost beat the Eagles. Oh, man. But, yeah, I'll type that in right now. So I'm going to take the Patriots for some reason. That's all I'll take. I think the Patriots finally get their first win here. Next, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Green Bay Packers. This is the Packers home opener. The first 2 games on the road, they have proved me wrong. This Packers offense, first 2 games, they haven't turned the ball over, even though they lost the Falcons, but they didn't turn the ball over. So who do I like in this one? That's a tough one because the Saints got a great defense, but they're sloppy on offense. They're starting to get a little bit going a little bit. Then again, they're playing the Panthers Monday night. They won there. Short week prepare for them. Off to Lambeau. I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to pick the Packers. Packers look better than the Saints in this one. And it's the home opener for Jordan Love. First time Jordan Love playing a regular season game at home. So I like the Packers one in Lambeau. Spread's 1.5. Yeah, I'm taking the Packers in this one. Saints, they're not that good. Packers have a better offense. Oh, yeah, I figured Q would like that one. I'm taking the Packers in that one. Jordan Love's going to win his home in his home debut in a regular season game against the Saints. I think he's going to do it. That game's on nationally televised on Fox at 1 o'clock, so I'll be nationally televised. So don't have to worry about watching on Sunday Ticket this week. If you're a Packers fan, you can watch on regular Fox this week. Next game, we got the Denver Broncos at the Miami Dolphins. The spread is 6.5, favored by the Miami Dolphins. Broncos, though, they had a big lead against Washington last week. Somehow blew it, but almost came back again. It's just so weird. It all happened, It was kind of a crazy game when you watch Denver. Russell looked all right, but they choked badly against Washington. They choked an 18-point lead. I'm definitely taking the Dolphins that one. They're going to cover the spread. And I'm getting my first call in here. Oh, what's up, Nick?
Hey, Instigator Mick.
How's it going? Enjoying the show so far?
I'm glad to get on. I just had a question for you, Instigator Mick.
What's up?
How does it feel to get fleeced by me in our fantasy league?
Oh, geez, we'll see.
You traded Justin Fields. You traded Justin Fields I traded Justin Fields to you for DeAndre Swift.
Yeah. Oh well, I still got a good starting quarterback though. I mean, if Burrow can stay healthy.
It's a pretty balanced trade. I'm just messing with you, Mick.
Yeah, that's true.
My question for you, Mick. How do you think Colorado's going to do? I'm going to hang up after I ask the question, but how do you think Colorado's going to fare without Travis Hunter for the next few weeks?
Oh, I don't know how I think they're going to struggle. I think they'll struggle. They'll struggle, to be honest with you now. Even though they got Shador Sanders on offense, but still, like that, he's like their whole defense. That man can just do it all. That's a big loss if you're Colorado, especially now these next 2 games they got. They got the two best teams in the Pac-12. They got Oregon on the road this weekend. Then after that, they got USC the week after that. I mean, goodness, it's not an easy path if you're Colorado. But on to the Broncos Dolphins. I picked the Dolphins. Why? They're just too much for any team. The Dolphins are too much. They're gonna just pound on the Broncos. The Broncos look terrible. It doesn't matter if the coaching if Sean Payton makes a difference as a head coach. It doesn't matter. This team sucks. Dolphins are gonna smack them around. All right. I can't wait to get into this one. The next one, we got my Buffalo Bills going take on the Washington Commanders. This is in Washington. Oh, this is a big one. I mean, but this could be a trap game for my Bills. I'm afraid because, we got the Dolphins next week. I'm afraid of this one. This one scares me, but I still feel confident the way Josh played last week. Josh just kicked ass. They were the media was shutting down, including me. I was shutting them down a week ago before we go in the Raiders game. After we played against the Jets, all of a sudden, he kicks ass, no turnovers, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Going into Washington. It doesn't matter what name change they are. The Bills are going to kick their ass. It doesn't matter whether they call themselves the Redskins or the Washington football team or the Commanders. It doesn't matter what name change. It doesn't matter. They're still getting their ass kicked by the Bills. It doesn't matter if it's trap game or not. There's no trap games leave at this point. Any team can win on any given Sunday. We know we're going to take care of business. We're going to take care of this team, and this is my pick of the week. The Buffalo Bills are my pick of the week. Sounds biased, but I think it's a fair one. The spread is 6.5 favored by the Bills. I'm taking it as my pick of the week. Hopefully I can go 2 weeks in a row with winning it since I won my pick of the week last week. Let's go, Buffalo. Next, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Detroit Lions. The Lions are favored by 3.5. Oh, I'm getting another call here. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, Q.
I want to thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, no problem.
Just wanted to call in and tell you that I'm really enjoying the videos, and I have a few questions for you.
All right.
So, first off, I just want to add, thanks for picking the Packers to win this week. You already know what's up. Go Pack, go.
Oh, I know they're going to beat the Saints. This is Jordan Love's first home game. He's going to do well.
Oh, yeah. I'm really excited for them. But how do you feel about the Bills right now?
I mean,
start to the season.
The first week they scared me a little bit. I was getting so negative after that loss, but then all of a sudden, this past Sunday, I'm back to like all right, this team is still a Super Bowl team. The way Josh played, no turnovers.
Still think they're a Super Bowl team after that loss to Zach Wilson and the Jets without Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I just think we just had a bad night. We just got too cocky, in my opinion, with the Rodgers injury and all that.
That's a fair point.
That's what I think.
They thought they had it in the bag and they blew it.
That's what I thought. And Sean sensed that we were going to struggle.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, I think the Bills are going to win this week.
Glad you're confident in your team. Thank you for having me on the show. I'll keep watching the videos and everything. And yeah, go Packers, go Bills.
Thank you so much for joining.
No problem, buddy.
See you. All right, back to the Lions-Falcons game. The spread is favored by the Lions by 3.5. It's in Detroit. Lions had it was an instant classic. Then again, they were playing a really good Seattle team last week. They lost in overtime. This week, Lions get back on track. The Falcons, well, they did beat the Packers. They beat a good team in the Packers. Don't get me wrong there. Just the Falcons, now they're up against an elite team like the Lions. The Lions are going to win this one. They'll cover the 3.5-point spread. Thing is, Atlanta usually blows the lead, but somehow they came back down 12 and beat Green Bay, which surprised me. I really expect the Packers to run away with that one. I really did at the end there. Of course, originally last week I picked the Packers, but then when I heard Aaron Jones got hurt, I was like can't play the Falcons. I was like, yeah, I had to change my pick, which I hated. I was like, yep, I knew that was going to happen. But still, it doesn't matter. They did good without Jones. But Falcons, they're going to get their ass kicked this weekend. They kind of got lucky last week in the Packers game, I feel like. So Detroit's gonna just light them up. Next, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Baltimore Ravens. Whew. This one, the spread is 7.5 favored by the Ravens. But then again, the Ravens are still getting cursed with injuries, man. This Ravens, obviously J.K. Dobbins got injured the first game of the season. Torn Achilles out for the year. Colts, though, they look good, I gotta say. Anthony Richardson, I like what his future holds. He has already proven he's one of the best rookie quarterbacks in this league right now. Well, I think the Colts keep it close. Ravens don't cover. Even though it's in Baltimore, but I don't know. I like this Colts team for some reason this year. I like them, the way their passing game is. Then again, they played Houston, but still, I just think the Colts are going to play more competitive. The Ravens did get a big win off the Bengals, but the Bengals always have a slow start to the year. So I'll take the Colts in this one. All right, now to the 4 o'clock games. The Carolina Panthers at the Seattle Seahawks. This is in Seattle. This is an easy pick. The spread's 5.5. Seahawks will cover. The Panthers are ass cheeks. I mean, I don't care. I don't care if there's a Panthers fan here that hears that. The Panthers are terrible. First, they lost the Falcons, which surprised me at first. And then I realized the Falcons are kind of decent, but still, like they lost them. They lose the Saints, but it was a close one in Carolina. But still, Panthers are terrible. Bryce Young I don't know. He's a rookie, though. Give him time. But still, the Panthers they're still on a rebuild mode. They got new head coach. Oh, I got another caller. My Uncle Mike. What's up there, Uncle Mike?
Hey, first-time caller, long-time listener. I'm really happy to be on your show.
Absolutely. I'm happy to have you on.
So I got one question and one fantasy question and 3 predictions for you.
Okay.
Okay, fantasy football. I've got Ford for the Browns.
Ooh.
I've got Aaron Jones for the Packers, and I've got Cam Akers, the Dallas Vikings.
Ooh.
Who do I start this week?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Is Cam Akers going to play?
That's the biggest question. Is Cam Akers going to play, and is Aaron Jones going to be active?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the expert.
Oh, man. To be honest, I would probably put Jones out there. I think he'll be back this week.
That's good. Hey, so if you had to choose which of your dogs to make your picks for you, which dog's the most accurate?
Tough one. I think it's either between Ava or Daisy, but I'd say Ava.
There you go.
She picked the Bills this week.
So I got 3 picks for you. 3 picks. I got the Detroit Lions coming back strong against the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thursday night, you always take the home team on Thursday night, especially after a not so good performance against the Rams. They did win, but they didn't play the best. And the Giants are really going to be down this week.
Oh, that's Saquon.
Third pick, Bills by a million.
Oh, yeah, definitely the Bills by a million. This Washington team is up and down. We just don't know with them.
All right, Hoy, thanks for letting me on your show, Mick.
Oh, no problem.
Man. All right, bud.
See you, Uncle Mike. All right. This is good. I'm loving this show. I'm really loving this episode tonight. This is probably the best show I'm having so far, honestly. So I think the Seahawks win pretty easily. That's going to be for sure. That's an easy one. Next, we got the Dallas Cowboys at the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, the spread's 12.5. I know it's a big spread, but the Cardinals blew a lead last week. I don't care. I mean, but then again, they are the worst team in the NFL. But then again, they did play really good. It kept blowing that lead at the end there. They hung in there with Washington, but I still think this is the worst team. But this time, they're playing against probably one of the most elite teams in the NFL. Sounds crazy early in the season. Like, yeah, Stephen A. Smith has been waiting to troll him. But it's coming. Don't worry, Stephen A. Stephen A. Smith will then start trolling the Cowboys fans when they get lost, but not this week. The Cowboys will be 3-0. They'll cover the 12.5 point spread. They'll win by 2 touchdowns or more. This team is just too much. Defense and offense. Maybe, but this team is just too much, man. I like the Cowboys big. They'll cover that big spread. Oh, we got another caller coming in. Hello?
Hey, is this the Instigator Mick show?
Yes, sir.
I just had a few questions.
Okay.
For my fantasy team, I just picked up Kareem Hunt. And I also have Zach Moss. Who would you start, do you think?
Oh, that'll be a tough one, but I'd say probably maybe Kareem Hunt, because he's going to be back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I'd say Kareem Hunt.
The other question I had for you, Instigator Mick, what is your least favorite game of the weekend? The game that you're the least confident on. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
All right. Oh, the game I'm least confident on? I'd probably have to say it's gotta be the Houston-Jacksonville game. Well, kind of, because I picked Houston, but just I don't know. You never know. Jacksonville could blow them out because they had a sloppy. I'd say Jacksonville-Houston. This is kind of the game I'm least confident on this weekend. That's why I think my least confident game. But also, it's also like, why would they put the Chiefs and the Bears on America's Game of the Week? I get it because the Chiefs, the Super Bowl champs, but the Bears are terrible. The Chicago Bears are terrible. That's my next game I'm going to predict right now. It's 12.5 point spread again. I think the Chiefs will cover easily. Yeah, Justin Fields is decent, but God, he's dealing with some issues. He thinks the coaching's part of the reason why this team's been bad, but the Bears have been bad for a long time, and this is an Arrowhead too. Chiefs are going to blow them out. Why is this America's game of the week on Fox? They should put a better game than that, to be honest with you. I mean, seriously, definitely the Chiefs in a big one. Chiefs over the Bears easily. Mahomes going to go off. Him and Kelsey. Since Kelsey returned last week, they're just going to be going off, putting up a lot of points, at least 30 or 40 points. Oh, wow. Oh, that was a good one there. I'll give you that. That was a good comeback. That was a good one, though. And I'm a Bills fan, but that was a good one, though. Oh, this next one, the Sunday night game, the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Las Vegas Raiders. It's always a good one. Of course, they've had a lot of history in the 70s, a lot of playoff history, Steelers Raiders. It's an old-fashioned rivalry. I know my buddy Max probably, he's probably heard many of the history, like, over the years, like many years from a lot of Steelers fans, including, probably definitely from his family, definitely heard a lot of that. He knows about how big this rivalry, especially the most defining moment of that Steelers-Raiders rivalry is that immaculate reception, that catch by Franco Harris in the playoffs. The touchdown, remember that? That's still the most. Rest in peace, Franco Harris. You were a true legend. Always be known for that immaculate reception. And of course, last time these two met was on Christmas Eve last year in Pittsburgh. They were honoring Franco Harris. It was supposed to be like honoring the immaculate reception and all that, getting his jersey retired, but then things changed with his passing. It was a more emotional game for the Steelers, trying to get in the battle for a playoff spot, and now that Steelers end up coming back. They struggled in the first portion of the game. They finally got a touchdown going. I remember it was Kenny Pickett to George Pickens for the game-winning touchdown, and all of a sudden, Steelers defense makes a big stand. That was the game there. Hours before that, I think it was. This is where I got this Bills shirt for my buddy Max. For Christmas. It was Christmas Eve. That game was. Yeah, I remember that. We were exchanging gifts, and all of a sudden, I think I might have brought in the Steelers luck that night for some odd reason. But I think, who am I taking this one? It's a tough one because the Raiders. The thing is, the Raiders' offense is a little inconsistent with Jimmy Garoppolo. But then again, it's at home. This is their home opener because they played their first 2 games on the road. They did beat the Broncos, but got just absolutely destroyed by Josh Allen, who just probably played one of his best games of the season. Just turned it around. It looked good in the opening drive, and then all of a sudden after that, they started falling apart. It was just too much in Buffalo. But this time it's their home opener. But I still think the Steelers win this one. Steelers got momentum after a big win over the Browns. Big division win. I got Pittsburgh in this one. They'll beat the Raiders again. It's at home, but still, I don't know. Raiders are not that good. They got Devontae Adams, but still, they're not that good. Now, on to the second straight week. We got a Monday night doubleheader. We got a game on 7:15. It's the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That game, 7:15 on ABC. Who do I like in this one? I would pick. I think the Eagles will win, but it's going to be a lot closer than that. The spread's 5. They're favored by 5.5, kind of technically 6 points in Tampa Bay, but I think they don't cover. Eagles' thing is they have these big leads, but the thing is they let these teams come back. Both their first 2 games. The Patriots, they had this big lead, large as 16 or 17. And the Patriots almost came back and won it in Foxborough. And then almost a week ago, Thursday Night Football at home, they had a big lead, and then they didn't cover the spread. And Uncle Mike's pulled this last week when they played the Vikings. It's their opener too, but they still won. I feel like they'll have a big lead, but the Bucs will find a way to make it close. I don't know. This Bucs team looks impressive. It's Baker Mayfield, but these then again, got a really good receiving duo, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Bucs make it close. Eagles don't cover. That's my prediction. That one. Last but certainly not least, the last Monday night game, 8:15 on ESPN. This is a Super Bowl rematch between the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. This is in Cincinnati, of course, depending on Joe Burrow's status, how long he could be out for. They're 0-2. They need to win this one. Rams look decent, though, I got to say. They played the 49ers last week, but still, they look decent without Cooper Kupp on the IR for a while. The Bengals, when I take the spread's 2.5, favored by the Bengals, I think they'll find a way to win this time. Whether it's Burrow, if Burrow does play, good, but we'll see. I think the Bengals will win this one for some odd reason. They'll win by a field goal. Of course, that is a rematch from the Super Bowl, though. I remember that. It was Matthew Stafford's first season with the Rams, and he got himself a ring beating the Bengals, who were Cinderella time, but now really good. But they're just disappointing this year. The Bengals are a disappointing team, I'd say, this year. easily. Oh man, so yeah, that's reps your NFL picks this week. I'm getting on to college in a little bit. There, whew. I'm looking forward to this week. Oh, I got my cousin. I got another call coming in. Hello,
Hi, Instigator Mick.
how you doing, Elizabeth?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
All right, I have a question for you.
All right.
All right, so I have David Montgomery on my fantasy team.
Oh, Detroit Lions running back.
Yep, and I saw that he got hurt. How do you think the Lions are going to do without David Montgomery?
I think they'll still do good. They got a rookie running back in Jahmyr Gibbs.
You think they'll still do good?
Yeah, I think the Lions will do all right.
What about all the other injuries? You think they're still going to be good this year?
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. As long, of course, then again, they'll probably have some problems with the Packers. The Packers are surprising us right now, where they're playing.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thanks for answering my question.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for joining.
All right. Talk to you later.
See you, Elizabeth.
Bye.
All right, this is a great. I'm really having fun tonight. Taking calls and talking football and all that. This is awesome. Fantasy stuff. This is cool. I'm gonna have to do this every week, man. This is my best show I think so far, easily. And of course, that was Super Bowl 56 rematch between the Bengals and Rams. Now let's get into college football. Now, week 4 already in college football. I looked solid against Max in my predictions. Too bad my Hokies didn't win when I was in New Jersey for that game. But I think we'll see. We got a couple Friday nights right now. We got Purdue hosting Wisconsin. That's a Friday night game on FS1. Who do I like in this one? I mean, God, this has been long overdue. Wisconsin's decent with Luke Fickell. I mean, as a new coach and all that, but I don't know. Purdue's had a tough schedule this year. They lost to Fresno, but they beat the Hokies though in Blacksburg. That's a good. I mean, they did that. The last week came up a little bit short against Syracuse. I think Purdue wins. Plus, the last time they beat Wisconsin was 2 decades ago. It was 20 years ago. 2003 is the last time Purdue beat Wisconsin. They're going to do it, and it's at Purdue. I think Purdue beats Wisconsin. I don't know why it sounds crazy, but I really think this is going to be one of my big upsets this week. Purdue has been long overdue, waiting to beat Wisconsin in football. The other Friday night game, this is in the ACC. This is on ESPN. We got NC State at UVA. UVA is 0-3 this year. They did lose to Tennessee pretty easily, which I knew. Tennessee's really good. They lost to JMU, surprisingly, by UVA stinks. And they lost again to Maryland pretty easily. They blew a big lead. They blew a 14-0 lead, and Maryland just stormed back in there. So, of course, I picked Maryland that one. But I'm going to take NC State in this one. I don't care if it's in UVA. NC State's too much. Of course, this is a return game for Brandon Armstrong, the former UVA quarterback. He's gonna come in there as now in an NC State uniform and just gonna stick it to his old team. I got NC State big. Now to all the Saturday games now. Next, my Virginia Tech Hokies are at Marshall. They're playing at Marshall, the Thundering Herd. This is a tough road test for Virginia Tech. This is their second straight road game. This is in Marshall. Ugh. Marshall's was 1 point was favored by 9.5 going into it, but the spread just kind of dropped to 5.5. Marshall's the favorites against Virginia Tech. Then again, Virginia Tech's been not that good this year. If that game's at noon on ESPN2, of course I'm going to take my Hokies. I'm always going to pick. I can't pick against my team. But I really think they should beat Marshall. Even though it's on the road, but they got to win this one. If you want to at least have a chance of being a little more relevant than last year, have a chance to make a bowl game, you got to beat Marshall on the road. I'm actually having momentum going into conference play next week against Pitt, which we'll get into next week. We'll talk about Pitt next week, though, that game. But my Hokies are to win. Next, we got an ACC matchup. Florida State at Clemson. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one for Florida State. Last week was like their trap game. I thought Florida State was going easily. And, of course, they won, but barely in BC. It was a tough road test. They survived a scare from Boston College. Of course, Max almost had that right, actually. I picked Florida State. He picked Boston College in the upset. This is a Boston College team that almost lost an FCS team, and they almost knocked off Florida State, who was a top 3 team at the time. They dropped one spot because they survived an upset. But they still undefeated though. This is a tough environment. The last time Florida State beat Clemson was 9 years ago. Who I like in this one? I think Florida State's overdue. This is gonna be the year they finally beat Clemson and prove that they are one of the best teams in this whole college football. The best team in America, one of the best. Jordan Travis is the guy that's gonna get Florida State to a playoff this year. I think Florida State's back. They gotta beat Clemson. This is the one they gotta have. This is the game they've been looking for all year. I got the Seminoles this one. Next, we got a Big Ten matchup. We got the Rutgers Scarlet Knights at the Michigan Wolverines. This is Harbaugh's first return, his first game back from the suspension. Ooh, who do I take in this one? It's an easy one. I'll take Michigan. Absolutely, Florida State will win this one. Who might take? I think Michigan wins this one. Michigan wins pretty big, but I mean, I really want Rutgers to win because I was at their stadium. You know, they beat my Hokies, but I wouldn't mind seeing if Rutgers would have beat Michigan, upset Michigan. I would say this wouldn't be a bad loss for Virginia Tech. Absolutely, Nick, go Rutgers. But in my head, I had to pick Michigan, but I really want Rutgers to win. So I could think that that loss to Rutgers wouldn't be bad for Virginia Tech. It would make Virginia Tech look good, actually, if Michigan beat them. I mean, if Michigan lost to Rutgers, that would shake up college football. I don't know. Michigan hasn't been tested yet, though. Just think about it. They haven't been tested yet. Michigan hasn't been. They've been playing some scrub opponents. So I'll think Michigan will win, but still, it's going to be a close one. Rutgers keeps it close. Now to 3:30 games. This is the one I'm looking forward to this most. Colorado at Oregon. This is in Eugene. Coach Prime, his team, I hope his team's ready. They survived a scare from their rivals, Colorado State. That was a classic last week. Tell you, Coach Prime is making college football more funner than ever. His team is just so fun to watch. That TCU game, remember I was like doubting them. They came in there, shocked the world, beating TCU. They beat Nebraska pretty easily. And last week, College Game Day was there. Colorado State, there was so much tension going on. But they found a way to win in double overtime. It was like almost 3 a.m. when that game got over. But it was worth staying up. It was a great game. Who would I take? I would love to take Colorado, but of course they're banged up with injury, with like Travis Hunter being out possibly for like at least a couple weeks. I gotta take Oregon. It's on the road. Oh, hoping Colorado proves me wrong, but I had to pick Colorado in this one. I mean, in Oregon. I had to pick Oregon. Hoping Colorado proves me wrong again, like the TCU game. I had to pick Oregon. It's in Oregon. I had to pick them. We got another Pac-12 big Pac-12 matchup here. UCLA at Utah. That is on Fox 3:30. Who do I like in this one? It's in Utah. Of course, I'm going to take Utah in this one. But then again, UCLA did beat them last year, but I don't know. I think Utah wins this one. They're still got a great team. I got to give me the Utes in this one. Next, we got an SEC matchup. Ole Miss at Alabama. Ooh, this should be a good one. Jackson Dart and Ole Miss against Bama. Of course, Bama has been disappointing, even though they still have a chance to playoff. Oh, we got another call coming here. Hello?
Hey, Instigator Mick.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, Hannah.
So, how do you think the Lions are going to do without David Montgomery?
I think they'll win this week. They got Jahmyr Gibbs at one of the running backs. They still got a good passing game with Jared Goff, and then they got the receiver Mon St. Brown. I think they'll win at home again. They'll win at home this time. They'll beat the Falcons. I think the Bills will win too.
Me too.
Absolutely.
What do you think about Saquon Barkley being hurt?
Oh, that's a big blow to like a lot of fantasy owners, but also to the Giants.
He's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, that really stinks. Like having him out.
Should I play Brian Robinson or Devin Singletary?
I'd say Robinson. The way he played against the Denver Broncos last week, he put up almost 30 points.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'd take Robinson.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Okay, I'll see you.
Thanks for joining, Hannah.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, I had to get some fantasy advice for Saquon Barkley owners. Yeah, I mean, of course, Robinson really looked good. But then again, Robinson's playing the Bills, but I still think he'll go off. Robinson's good. Ole Miss and Alabama. I don't know. Bama's been disappointing in the quarterback room. They've been disappointing this year. Bama has been. But they easily beat Middle Tennessee. But all of a sudden, they played Texas. Boy, Texas just looked better than them. Like, outplayed them, too, in Tuscaloosa. And last week, they only scored just 17 points and still won. It was an ugly win against South Florida. They're having an issue with both quarterbacks. I mean, if you're Saban, you really got to think about who is your guy to be the starter. This is the team I had as one of my playoff teams. if Alabama loses one, I'd say they're done. I mean, yeah, I would look bad at my predictions, but still. I'm going to have to go with the upset. I'm going with Ole Miss winning in Alabama. Why? I just think Alabama looks inconsistent. The way we saw them against South Florida, goodness. They should have won by like 50 points last week. They're going to really good Ole Miss team. Ole Miss comes into Alabama and shocks them. Ruins their playoff chances. Bama misses the playoffs for the second straight year. Sorry, Saban. Your days of dominating college football are over. The NIL has gotten to you. All those transfers and all that. The recruiting ain't as good as it used to be. I got Ole Miss in this one. Jackson Dart. I think Ole Miss, last time they beat them was 8 years ago in Tuscaloosa. It's going to happen again 8 years later. Now to the primetime games. Penn State hosting Iowa. This is the whiteout game, 7:30 Eastern time on CBS. The whiteout game. Ooh, this should be a good one. It's one of my favorite games of the year. It always is. I love watching that game every year. Of course, other than he's a Pitt fan, my buddy Max also loves Penn State too. He's been to the whiteout game once. I think it was 2019 it was. Yeah. That's what I think it was. 2019. It was against Michigan. Of course, Penn State won that one pretty easily. They're saying, is Iowa going to give them a good game? No. Penn State's going to dominate this one. Iowa's just never a good offensive team. They have given Penn State some close games in the past, but no. Iowa's so inconsistent. But then again, Iowa did beat them the last time these two met, but that was in Iowa City. That was a different team. This Penn State team is just definitely a team that's going to be a national championship contender. They passed their road test against Illinois last week. They're going to win again. They're going to win. They can't lose the whiteout game. You can't lose that. Give me the Nittany Lions big. Next, we got the Ohio State Buckeyes at the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. College Game Day will be there. This will be 7:30 on NBC as well, but this is where College Game Day is going to be at this weekend. Top 10 matchup here. Who do I like in this one? Ohio State. Usually I would pick Ohio State, but I'm not liking their team this year for some reason. Even though they got Marvin Harrison Jr., but just their offense is not that good. They didn't blow out Indiana as bad as I thought they'd be. I mean, seriously, I don't know. This Ohio State team looks like a little overrated, to be honest with you. I don't know why. I like Sam. But then again, Notre Dame's a really good offense they're playing against. Sam Hartman is just playing best football than anyone else right now in the country right now. Sam Hartman, easily. So I'm going to take the Fighting Irish in this one, the upset. I'm taking the Irish. It's at home. Notre Dame's got to win this one if you want to be a playoff team this year. You got to be like the Buckeyes, a team that was just in the playoffs last year. Then again, Ohio State's a little different this year. Without C.J. Stroud, without JSN, the list goes on and on and on. Some great players are missing, but still, they still got Marvin Harrison Jr. But I think Notre Dame this time beats them. Notre Dame is due to beat this team. I mean, seriously, Sam Hartman is just going to ball out and beat the Buckeyes. Next, we got Saturday Night Football on ABC. It's a Big 12 matchup here. Texas at Baylor. Texas is probably really good football, too. This is one of my playoff teams I had, too. The Longhorns. But then again, don't count out Baylor, even though they're 1-2. But Baylor, they've made a loss to Texas State, but they have given teams some scares this year. They gave Utah a close game, but Utah barely won. This could be a trap game for Texas this year. This could be a tough one for them. I tell you, coming into Waco, especially in prime time, I still think Texas wins, but barely. Texas survive. They're going to be tested for sure. They will be tested. I like the Longhorns still. But last, not certainly least here, the North Carolina Tar Heels at the Pitt Panthers. I know I hate Pitt, but I'm definitely going to take Carolina easily. Not because of that, but also because Carolina is so good. Drake May is playing better football than everyone else. Is this the Instigator Mick Show ticket text? What do you think about the Buckeyes' slow start? Oh, I mean, their offense is a little slow, but Marvin Harrison Jr. is still good. But they're kind of disappointing. I'm used to seeing them be kick ass, but I don't know. I'm used to seeing them kick ass a lot. I'm so used to seeing them kick ass a lot. It's just kind of surprising. It's just so different, I'm used to seeing mobile quarterbacks like a C.J. Stroud, who also had a good arm as well. I'm used to seeing them dominate opponents. I think they're going to lose this weekend. I really think they're going to lose to the Irish. Yeah, I'm used to seeing him kick ass for sure. Oh, no. Oh, of course. Anytime. I'm always. So, yeah, this one, I know Max knocked me out because of but I'm going to have to pick Carolina. Pitt is in trouble this year. How do you lose to Cincinnati? A group of 5 team. You know I called it, but still, how do you lose to Cincinnati at home? Pitt is just garbage this year. I hope Max hears that. Max Jarvis should be disappointed in his Pitt Panthers. They suck ass. And I'm happy to say it because I hate Pitt. And Virginia Tech's going to kick their ass next week. I'll get into that next week, obviously. But seriously, Pitt is garbage. I mean, yeah, they dominated one for the first game, but you lose to Cincinnati. You couldn't score a touchdown this past weekend against the Mountaineers in Morgantown. Their quarterback looks terrible. Under 100 yards passing, 3 interceptions. This man sucks. This Pitt team is awful. They're going to get their ass kicked at home by Drake May and the Carolina Tar Heels easily. Pitt is terrible. They're going to finish 1, maybe 2, even 3, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but still, they look terrible. It gets worse. After they play Carolina, they play Virginia Tech in Blacksburg under the lights, entertainment. Seriously, it's going to get worse for this Pitt Panthers team. Absolutely, Nick. We got to promote this show. It's just amazing. But seriously, Pitt is terrible. That's why I'm taking the Tar Heels. They are garbage. Oh, man. Had to get that off my system. Hope my Hokies can win. Hopefully the Bills can win. That'd be a great weekend. Both my teams winning. Obviously, I'll be watching the Virginia Tech game at Timmy's house. Then Sunday, I'll be watching the Bills game with my Bills game with my grandma on my mom's side of the family because she's a Washington fan. She might go neutral because she loves both teams. Yeah. So thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you all next week at the same time, another call-in show. Hopefully I'll get Max on. Thank you all for tuning in.